actually do it. I haven't seen. Oh, I mean, I've seen a little bit of it, but I feel like Unholy Death Knights, they're pretty strong right now. Mez keeps talking about how he doesn't like Unholy and he only wants to play Frost, so I'm not sure. Maybe that'll work out the same. I'm not convinced that if they play War, okay, they're playing Windwalker, man. I don't know how I feel about this. I feel like when I think about this matchup, the Rogue should have a big advantage, but you can never count out Team Liquid. They've already played this composition today. They made it look really good. Let's see if they can continue that success moving on in the series.
Yeah, and they're going to be bringing in Sidu on a Ventier Priest, Sam-I-Am on the Night Fate, Trill on that Necro Lord, Windwalker, and we're going to see exactly what they decide to do. Palomar still playing that Subtlety Rogue, and honestly, I feel like Assassination might be better actually in this matchup if you're going after the Windwalker, but I guess the benefit of the Sub Rogue is always going to be that you have that triple stun lock. Gonna see the opener here as well, and Novus, they are newcomers here to the scene. They're fighting off against big time veterans. They get a sap here onto Trill. Sam-I-Am gonna look at the Frost Nova, doesn't find it. Sidu actually pre-resolved right there, so they're gonna sheep Sidu, go after Palomar here, go after Trill right here, and they get his trinket immediately there with the Touch of Karma, with the Diffuse Magic, grapple weapon onto Palomar. Sidu now out of crowd control, and Sidu anticipating himself to be the target in that matchup. And they're just going to trade out Trill's cooldowns. Now finally a big push here on the Palomar. And they get his trinket. Fist of Fury coming out. And that's going to be the trinket. Stun on the trinket. Trinket as well. And they almost taken down through it. Novus is in a checkmate. They forced everything. They forced trinket, Guardian Spirit, and trinket, evasion, bulk, everything. Next stun with combustion can just be it.
Smoke
right
bomb! Resonators! They're turning it around!
Resonators! And Trill! Boom goes the dynamite. And Trill is going to get absolutely destroyed right away. Unbelievable. That was such a quick game.
This shadowy duel resonators. You always gotta watch for that. And that's why I think this matchup's so rough, is the Windwalker Monk is just... I really feel like the Windwalker Monk is very exploitable here. It was back and forth. It was a close call, but ultimately Novus, all they really need to do, if they can get Trill with no trinket and have shadowy duel and resonators, they can easily take him down. So always have to be watching for that. And we can see exactly how this game played out. And how this opener went here for the side of Novus.
It was an insane opener. Like, they got everything from Trill. They got Trinket, Diffuse, Karma, I think, right off the rip. So, like, that's already, like, a checkmate position for them. But then in reverse, Trill got everything from Palomar. Like, we're only a couple of seconds away from Palomar being dead. But this is the opener. This is where Trill used basically everything. His whole team is CC'd. He sees Combust. He sees Blades. So it's like, oh, that's a Trinket. I'm going to use Trinket, Diffuse, Karma, and I'm going to survive this. But then there's still the shadowy duel, there's still the smoke bomb, and there's still resonators. So Novus' strategy was, let's pop all our cooldowns, get everything for Trill, and then resonator him later. Trill turns it around. They literally almost kill Palomar through everything in the game. Sidu gets a restun, spinning crane kick almost eradicates him, and then big heal comes out from Whaler at 1%. Palomar almost dies, and now Palomar is dead next setup. But their strat was to use everything to bait Trinket, and then do this. Stun, smoke bomb, resonator. Did they even end up dueling him on top of the bomb? So smoke bomb is down, resonators are coming in. Sidu's trying to door into the bomb and he gets dueled CS. He's not getting there. There's no way. So bomb, resonator plus combust being a threat for lethal. They know what their win conditions are and they played that really cleanly. Like, this is a big improvement for Novus coming down from the upper bracket. Like, that was a clear plan that they wanted to follow. They didn't choke at the moment where they almost died against Trill, and then they executed on it.
With that Fury Warrior, you really only have that trinket, and then using things like your Enraged Regen to reduce the damage and survive one time. But it's kind of the same thing as what we saw with the Windwalker, and as well with the Mistweaver. It's gonna also be kind of a target that you could potentially take down in a stun as well. So a little bit worried about that. So he's gonna be playing Ventier Mistweaver as well. Gonna see exactly how they decide to open up here. Game number 2 between Team Liquid and Novus. Asherman's Fault. Great map for Team Liquid. Currently down 1 map here. And this is the debut of Mez for Liquid. So gonna see exactly what he can do. He's been a key player in the past, and he's gonna need to do it again.
All right, this opener could be explosive. Where are they going to start? Ring of Frost on Sidu, Paralyze on Waylor. Mez going to leap over to Dopamine, Spear Bastion down onto Dopamine, targeting down the mage for now, but Palomar peels him away with Dismantle. They're setting up on Sidu. Smoke Bomb gets dropped. Massive damage on the Sidu. He's counterspelled. That's it. Easy KO. Novus going to match point.
That's exactly that's exactly what I was just talking about. Mistweaver can definitely be a target as well, and disaster in game number 2 for Liquid. And this is an elimination match as well.
It certainly is. You're not wrong about that. So that is not the situation you want to see. I mean, I want to see all the cooldowns that was committed by Novus there, because I feel like CU may have greeted it. He had to use his trinket, but a revival, a cocoon, something, it may have actually kept him alive. He went for the cheat torpedo and just got deleted through it.
What counterspelled him? Like, how did I swear he was in a ring and he got CS? Like, he was CS'd while he was stunned. I want to see when the counterspell landed, or at least that's what I saw in the UI was a counterspell.
Yeah. So, all right, let's see exactly how this one plays out. All right, so Polymer moves forward, gets the sap onto Sea-Doo. Mez turning into a Beyblade, trying to get the Rogue out of stealth right now. Sea-Doo into a full Ring of Frost. Does he just get interrupted? Is that what happens? He goes for like
here.
Yeah, Soothing Mist. He gets kicked kidney, so
over.
He can't do anything. The only thing he could have done is Fortifying Brew. If he actually used Fortifying Brew there, he probably would have lived. In all honesty, like that was his only answer, because I do believe. I'm 99.9% sure you can use Fortifying Brew while you are interrupted, and it gives you a little bit of a shield. So likely would have actually survived there. So a bit of a misplay from Sea-Doo. Maybe he kind of forgot that he was interrupted, and he trinketed and tried to just use Revival. And that was like the only button he could press, but didn't realize that he was still interrupted. But I mean, if you're a Novus, you are so happy with what just happened. Look at Polymore. He's so excited. By the way, it's really, really nice. I don't know if everybody watching noticed, but in the replays now, we actually have the player cams, which has been a great addition.
Why did they pick Hook Point? Because in the previous game, they picked, Ashermans. It's like, okay, yeah, they're going to have a lot of distance, make it tough for the sub-rogue to get those big CC chains set up. But on Hook Point, you're all stacked up. You're within Shadow Step range, basically. So it's going to be an easy time for Powdermore to get those setups. So I'm not sure, unless they're going for maybe a Priest all-in, it doesn't really make a lot of sense, to me at least, to go for that Hook Point map pick. But maybe they're just thinking, well, we're going to probably have to play on Hook Point anyway if they pick it, so we may as well pick it. I'm not really sure what the mental state is like here. You do trying to fake out some Soothing Mists here. Playing with fire a little bit there. He gets sapped. Dragon's Breath onto Mez, and Mez is going to be the target here. How is he going to respond? Pre-enraged region here by Mez. Nicely done. Samayam going to be the target. Trinket there to swap back onto Mez. So this is... Oh, Mez! I was about to say...
See you next week.
Yeah, I mean, that's literally their tournament lives. Team Liquid has to be disappointed with that one. They basically had 2 throw games back-to-back. Really unfortunate. Polymore's happy. He's having a great time. He's 3 Team Liquid. He's going to be
let's go.
He's going to be advancing. We're going to see him tomorrow, but unfortunately for Team Liquid, not the best series we've seen from them.
Yeah, Mez pre-enraged region there, so he's like, all right, I'm fine. And I was just about to say, yeah, Mez
you can use
looks
it while
like
stunned.
Okay, fair enough. Fair enough for Mez. It looks like
I didn't know that, for the record.
Yeah, I mean, how often do we see Fury Warrior, right? So, he uses his defensive cooldown on 100% HP. Let's just put it like that. And they even swap over. The crazy thing here is they just do like a mid-go swap to Samayam quickly with a smoke bomb and then go back to Mez. I mean, look at that. They force out his string and they're like, all right, let's go back to Mez here for a second. Cheap shot Sea-Doo, and the combustion just takes him out. And the Sea-Doo, what can he actually do there? If he trinkets, well, there's a full blind waiting for you. You would have to trinket, pre-cocoon it, and even then, they might just go through that. So we're going to see it a couple of more times probably, but I really don't know what they could have done here.
It's got to be finding a better comp, I feel like. It's just they're all so vulnerable. I saw Fury Warrior just dies through its own. I mean, Mez did die through his cooldowns. He could have rallied here. Rally, Spell Reflect, that Pyro. Like, he could have used his own remaining buttons. I think it would have kept him alive for Sea-Doo to get out of the chain. But then you lose the rally for somebody else. They should have gone for rally. Rally should have been used. And that probably kept him alive right there. It's just, you don't expect to die, right? Like, the RMP just went you and was like, oh, I walled. Now they're going mage. So you're like, oh, I'm safe now, right? Like, you get comfortable. Like, you survived the first stun. You're thinking like, okay, it's my turn to get aggressive now. And then they just come back to you and kill you without even having a stun.